New at 5 right now, a convicted cop killer is asking for parole in a Marshall County courtroom. James Hyde was 17 years old when he killed an Albertville police detective. A judge sentenced him to death, but years later, the Supreme Court ended mandatory life sentences without parole for juveniles. So right now, Hyde is getting a new day in court. WAAY 31 Sierra Phillips is live right now at the Marshall County Courthouse, where she's been listening to testimony all day. Sierra.
Now, in the last hour, I stepped out of that hearing where I heard mostly from James Hyde. As of today, he's served around 23 years in prison, but now he's asking for the possibility to ask for parole. Right now, it's in the judge's hands.
He should serve life without parole because Andy's not here. His life is gone.
In 1995, James Hyde killed Albertville police detective Andrew Whitten when a friend feared the detective would testify against him in court. More than 2 decades later, Detective Whitten's partner James Mays still remembers his friend Andy.
He's always laughing. He always had a smile on his face. He's always cutting up.
Albertville police filled the courtroom during the hearing. We learned at the time of the murder, Hyde was about a month away from turning 18.
If he'd waited about 30, whatever many days it was, we wouldn't be here.
During his time in prison, Hyde accumulated over 20 write-ups, ranging from walking on the wrong side of the hallway to assault. He testified he now goes to church on occasion and graduated from anger management. Mays told me he feels like it's his responsibility to make sure Hyde stays in prison because Whitten was more than a colleague.
Well, he's my friend.
The judge will make his decision about a month from today. But even if Hyde is granted the possibility for parole, he can't even ask for it for another 30 years. Reporting live in Guntersville, Sierra Phillips, WAAY 31 News.
Hyde's first 9 years in prison were spent on death row. Then the Supreme Court struck down death sentences for juveniles. Years later, the High Court struck down life without parole.